All right, episode 4 of Push Talks. Got my boy Sterling in here, aka Positive Energy on Instagram. So what's good with you, man? How you feeling
What's up,
today?
bro? How you doing, man?
Man, look, I really like what you're doing, man. You really like. I don't want to compare you to nobody, but when I follow Wallow. I know you know Wallow 267. You like Cleveland's Wallow, because it really ain't nobody in the streets that's really like connected with the streets and like out here delivering messages. Those messages could really just get somebody through their day. And just tell the people what made you get started. How you get started with doing this?
I got started by going through negative situations in my life, dealing with negative encounters.
Okay.
Was charged with aggravated robbery, felonious assault, drug trafficking when I was 20. Actually had a justifiable homicide when I was 22. It's crazy, man. Took a lot to get to this positive. So I've always been positive, but I had to overcome a lot of negative situations, a lot of hurdles in my life.
When you say those negative situations and hurdles, like was they influenced by the people around you, or was it just like some inner like negative shit or demons you was probably dealing with?
I want to say we all want to be accepted by people that look like us.
Yeah.
So how I got to the streets was usually it's something going on at home. For why we run to the streets.
Yeah.
Either it's drugs in the household, father not there, something going on in the household.
Yeah.
So I started running away early when my parents separated.
Yeah.
I thought the people I related to was the people who was going through something like me.
Okay.
Stuff in the household. So I looked at the people on the corner, being in the streets. That's who I should be with.
All right. So when you said your parents separated, how long was they together before that happened?
They was married. They separated when I was 8. So that had a big impact. Hit me like a hammer to a nail.
Because everything you know was just like, remember what we just talked about before, that first 7 years of a child's life. So I can imagine that being interrupted, and it's like, what the fuck I'm about to do now? That's real. So your parents split up, and then you just start running away.
Yep, about 11. I was actually made the news.
Really?
Made the news, in a bad way.
Yeah.
People was looking for me, posters all around the city. It was it was crazy, bro.
What was your what was the group of peers like back then? I mean, we can imagine, but why don't you tell us, like, what was it like the people that was around you?
Back then at 11?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't really no bad people around me then. We were still kids,
Yeah.
I was going through stuff. People on the outside, it probably looked like I was just a young man, a young kid.
Yeah.
But I was going through stuff. I left this part out. My aunt was murdered when I was 6.
Okay.
She was stabbed 45 times. Another aunt, my dad's sister, she died of breast cancer a year later. So I think, me dealing with all that and the separation of my parents, it really had a big effect on me, Only child, didn't have nobody to talk to. So kept a lot of stuff bottled in. I thought running away, I'd just be free by myself.
Yeah.
Just to be alone and get away from everything that's going on.
You said your aunt was stabbed. Was this like in the early 90s?
Early 90s, yeah.
Dude, we might be related.
Really?
We're gonna talk about that after this though.
Okay.
But I just found out that it was like I think it was my aunt. It was was it her baby dad that did it? Or her
boyfriend.
Her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh man, damn. I don't even remember who to ask about this, but we definitely probably related, dude. But
small world.
Small Cleveland, man. We're gonna hold that thought. So we're gonna talk about the positive energy, how you came up with the name. How you come up with it?
Actually, I came up with the name. Me and my dude, I was like 20, and we were smoking, sitting in the car, and I was like, I'm gonna come out with this brand called Positive Energy. And 7 years later, I came out with the brand, but I had to go through all those hardships for me to really get to positive energy.
Exactly.
So that's how I came up with it, though.
And it's crazy because we were just talking about, when you want to start something, you want to walk that talk.
Yeah.
It's not easy to just start a whole brand.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably could start it, have it going for a week, but when people, get into to your element and see what you're really doing, it's like, if you're gonna start something, be about it.
Be about it.
So, was that like some of the challenges you was facing when you first started a couple years ago? Like you wasn't really being that positive image that you wanted to put out there, or
Let me see. I caught the case where I actually like it'd be crazy because I be seeing these young dudes and they be talking about shoot them up, kill them, and bang bang. It's like I actually had to do that.
Yeah.
Whether it's self defense or you did it just off of instinct. Anybody with remorse.
Yeah.
Anybody with a conscience, you don't want to live with that.
Nah.
I still regret it to this day. I really am sorry for what occurred. It still haunts me to this day. I was waking up with night terrors, screaming. You know what I'm saying? Because I took everything from that person and also took what he didn't have.
Right.
So it was like they sent me to prison for that because I was on probation. And I got out of prison. Now I can't get a job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm in the streets selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? I told myself my mother actually had a drug addiction. So I told myself I'm not about to sell no hard drugs. So I just got out, started selling weed. I'm doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Got a whip by this time, 2015. So we from like 2014 to like 2017, I backed out, just bowed out gracefully. Like, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool because while I'm doing it, I'm still selling a drug to somebody. I'm impairing them. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking right when you're doing that.
I mean, because this like your life. This how you get money. This how you know how to get money. So
I had to survive, but I still had a conscience. Like, this is not what I want to be doing. This is not what I should be doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you. I mean, it make perfect sense. Let's talk about the energy on top of just energy in general. Just maintaining the maintenance that go behind keeping that positive energy. What's that like? Just maintaining it, because energy is just like a frequency. It can go up and down.
Yeah.
So it's really all about vibrations. Having people with the same energy like you.
Yeah.
That's around. Yeah. And, how important is that for you to maintain it?
Like I got on the shirt today. Protect your energy. It's valuable, man. You got to protect it at all costs, man. It's hard. Staying positive is hard. It's hard because we deal with everyday things. You might have an argument with your spouse. You might have a bad day at work. You might anything can happen to try to decrease that positive energy that you got. So when things do happen, just face it head on, and it's go past the negativity. It always passes, like a storm. It's going to pass.
Definitely. When you out here in the streets and you're doing your videos and stuff like that, are you kind of like, how do people react to that when you really out there in the streets and they see you doing that?
You have people roll down their window, honk their horn.
Okay. Feel like more of a good thing. Then.
It's more of a good thing. Yeah.
Okay. You knew it was gonna be like that. Was it surprising when that happened?
Yeah, definitely. When it's shocking. I didn't expect it to,
be a thing.
Do a thing at all.
A lot of people be reposting you though. Like,
God willing, man.
It's working. Did you? I mean, when you decide to go out there, I mean, was you thinking about like, damn, man, I don't want to look like a fool if this don't work, or was you just, what gave you that faith to just go ahead and go to the streets?
I already looked like a fool for what I was. I took risk in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I already risked my life doing what we say is wrong. So why not risk my life to do something that's right?
Definitely. Yeah, that's real. I respect that. You think it's possible to reach people who close-minded, who may not feel this positive energy?
Yeah, for sure. We just gotta get people like me and you to be able to open that door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And see that it is another way for you to enter into a different light. And once they see the doors open, they'll eventually follow behind you.
I look at how they say how our hoods get gentrified. They move these different stores and they got Arabs that's not even part of our community, but they selling us all this shit. You got white people buying buildings and stuff, and all that to say, it's kind of like gentrification.
Mm-hmm.
But when it kind of like people like us, I mean, we could gentrify our own hoods. Starting off by positive energy,
Mm-hmm.
like you're saying. At the same time, keep pushing.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think like they say, how they say it takes a village to raise a child?
Definitely.
I think it's like the same thing. Like we raising, because we it's a lot of childish like minds out here.
Mm-hmm.
So in a sense, we are raising children. So I think that's what it comes down to. Like it's gonna take a village of us.
Right. Definitely.
Pioneers. Like we really gotta gentrify our own hood and not wait on somebody else to do it.
Definitely.
How big of a role does women play in like a man's rehabilitation?
It plays a lot, because when you're born from a woman.
Yeah.
Our caregiver is a woman. So your aunties, your grandmother, their nurturing nature is for them to love us and take care of us. So the role of them is a lot. The woman has to be a very solid foundation in your life for you to continue to grow.
Right. And I feel like, a lot of women now, they see a dude that's lost, you know what I'm saying? He probably just spazzing or just on some bullshit. And it's like, it's them being a nurturer. It's like, we don't want to put that responsibility on them. But at the same time, it's like, if you're a nurturer and you know that this person could come to you and something, it's like, I don't really want to say, play your part, because that's, how crazy that sounds, play your part, but it's like we all got a part to play though, in some sort of sense though. And I asked that question because I really feel like women do got a lot more of a responsibility in a sense, because it's like we all helping each other out, and you got women out here that just really just down the dude for being negative and shit. Like I was watching this episode of Everyday Struggle, and Drika was saying like,
I mess with Everyday Struggle.
Yeah, and Drika was saying like how she didn't look at all the trauma and the demons he was fighting as towards her. She knew that it wasn't towards her.
It wasn't coming from her.
Yeah, she knew that he was dealing with some shit on his own, so she had to step back and kind of like support him though, or just be there with him, and I know it's probably it's hard for women to do that, because it's like this ain't what they signed up for.
What they signed up
but the price to be with a black man is kind of like high, because we going through shit. So that's why I really asked that question. It's really just like we all in this shit together. We gotta do it together. Let's talk about when you were selling drugs and stuff. You got this thing about quick come ups versus hard work. Quick come ups is like a thing that everybody doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's where that financial literacy come in about, because it's like really more to it than that.
Yeah, longevity of it.
Yeah, because you can give a broke dude $1 million. That don't mean he worth it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like really you got to really stand on some morals and principles and shit, and really have a bigger goal in life. So what you think about these days when it comes to like people wanting quick come ups versus working hard?
It's like when you in the kitchen making something to eat. If you want it fast, you put it in the microwave. If you want it cooked well and thoroughly, you want to put it in the oven, and it's gonna take a little bit much longer than if you put it in the microwave. It's just like the process of life. Things are gonna come to you, but they come better when you work for it in the long haul of it. Like Nip say, the marathon.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's so true, man. Quick come ups is like I say like the same way you got it, the same way you're gonna lose it. Like that fast. You know what I'm saying? So like I know people now, like I be trying to reach, certain people that I still see in that stagnant mindset, because that's all it really is.
Right.
It's the way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's a stagnant mindset in the hood that's keeping a lot of people from growing. You know what I'm saying? At least our age, because in a minute we gonna be those grandfathers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Triple OGs.
So like what grounds is we setting for the next one? You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely gonna take people like us. We just living in the era of like reinvention. You know what I'm saying? People growing up, it's like they don't value the old traditions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck getting married, I'm about to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to pursue this. Even if it's not in a negative way, you got people who will pursue, you know, this entrepreneur thing versus, you know, a stand down or coming up with a woman that's been there right by their side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's like a whole thing too. It's a lot of problems to be addressed. That's why I really just take it takes a village, you know what I'm saying? Cause that's my whole thing. What's your end goal with positive energy? Like, what's your main goal you want to get across?
My end goal is we all go through negative situations, right? All of us. I feel as though this could be the bridge, the gap to racism, you know, to show that race is not a factor, because we all go through these negative situations. So that brings us together as one.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to inspire the world, basically, to show them that you can get through these negative obstacles and negative situations.
Right. I know they say, you know, hard times build character. Hard times build character. And I be questioning myself. I'm like, damn, man, like other people, I wonder, do white people got to go through hard shit like we do? Which they probably do.
Yeah,
I mean, it's debatable because I don't know. So
it's debatable. You're right.
I can't really argue a point on that, but it's like, we got to go through 10 times as much, you know, because we black and we men, you know. So it's like when you see people coming up now, and it's like, I don't know, it just really worry you though. It's kind of worrying though. When I was growing up, killing wasn't a thing. That's like a thing. Selling drugs was a thing, if anything.
Selling drugs was a thing.
But killing was never a thing.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you about to kill somebody, I ain't about to go at you.
Yeah,
you know, that's what I would have been on. You tripping, bro.
Right.
But that's like a thing now, though.
It's a thing now.
Like, you ran across people like that, like in that mindset?
Yep, my younger dudes, yep, they just got a gun on them. And they just, you know, just for no reason. You know what I'm saying? It's like you asking for it.
Yeah.
Why you carrying this gun on you? What's it saying? Live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you got this on you,
yeah,
it's eventually gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Because you bringing that energy
towards you, for sure. Yeah.
And that's a real thing. But some people, you know, younger dudes, they feel like, I can't help it because that's like that's what it is now. I'd rather get caught. Yeah. What they say, I'd rather get caught with it than without it.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's really, I don't know, how can we approach that situation though? Because that's like, even for the ones that feel like they gotta carry it because they know somebody else carrying it, or they know they can die any minute. You know, like, I don't know, how you think we can approach that?
As far as, say it one more time.
As far as like, how you think we can approach that mindset and just trying to, like, you know, just make it known, like, that shit ain't cool, nigga. Like, you got a gun, like, but at the same time, you don't want to tell nobody, like, nigga, don't carry a gun. But
I think you gotta tell them, man. You gotta tell them, man. Why is you carrying that for? You gotta say something. Set the example for them.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's it. Just keep setting the example, and they eventually catch on.
Yeah, let's talk about, you got 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
How is it like for you raising kids now? With your mindset, was they how old your kids?
I got my daughter 11, my son is 3.
Okay, so your 11-year-old probably seen the difference in you.
The difference,
you know what I'm saying? This y'all talk about that. How's that?
No, I tell her you know, little stuff like, this is why your dad is doing this, from what I come from, and trying to make it better for you so you can have a better life than what I did.
Yeah.
And you ain't got to choose to make the same mistakes as I did, you know, make better decisions.
Yeah.
And so she definitely know it's a difference, a big difference.
Yeah. I mean, girls definitely, they more observant.
Yeah.
So you probably you probably just confirming what she think anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because girls be 2 steps ahead of dudes.
Yeah, especially at that age. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Let's talk about family.
Okay.
How is your family? What's supporting what you doing now?
They considering what I come from.
Yeah.
They are definitely supportive.
Okay.
Definitely, I would say that they definitely proud of the 360 change. You know, and they knew I wasn't a bad kid. You know what I'm saying? I just was certain things you don't understand till you reach a certain age.
Yeah.
And I don't think I understood life
Right.
and my decision making, the consequences I will face. So they definitely are very supportive of decisions I'm making now. So
Okay. Did you have to when you was making this transition over these years, because it was, you said from 23 to 27, it was,
as far as
that, like when you was stuck in that mindset. Yeah. So probably like 2 years ago. Probably
2
that's when
years
you
ago.
just full 360
2
about 2
years
years
ago.
ago. Was it? Did you have to cut off anybody at that time?
People actually just was cutting themselves off. Like,
Okay.
I wasn't drinking, wasn't smoking, not doing the things that I was used to be doing. And I think that's what kept a lot of people around, because we had that factor in common.
Right. And when you realize that's the only thing, it's probably easier when they do cut themselves off. Yeah. It's hard to cut somebody that's been around forever.
It is.
I mean, I know that even when I got cousins like that, but you got to do what you got to do for your future.
Yeah, definitely.
How are you when it comes to, like, would you consider yourself more spiritual or religious?
Yep, I'm a spiritual dude and religious. I definitely believe in the higher power for sure.
Okay.
I definitely, things I've been through, it wasn't luck. It had to be God's grace to get me through.
Yeah, for sure.
To get me here talking to you,
Yeah, this is definitely God's work. Yeah, for sure. What So would you say that's kind of like something that kept you grounded, or did you always have to get reminded and go through some shit to be reminded?
A little bit of both. Okay. I always knew, but then I bump my head.
Yeah,
and that'd be the reminder. Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do this.
For sure. And what about you ever been depressed or went through depression?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely felt times I wanted to give up.
Yeah.
Thought about suicide, just ending it. You know what I'm saying?
Was you in jail at this time?
Yeah. It's even sometimes when I was broke. When you the lack of money.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you have a lack of yourself. And I actually, my first cousin actually committed suicide 2016. So
your first cousin?
First cousin. Yeah. My dad's sister. Yeah.
Okay. No, sorry to hear that. And how was it like dealing with that? Like, so her doing that made you
he did, yeah.
Okay.
That's part of it too, yeah.
Did you go see somebody about that, or you just kind of got through it?
Just kind of got through it, Okay. A lot of tears.
Yep. What would you say your push through is?
My push through is all the negativity, all the positivity. It's all wrapped in one. I think it's a balance of both. So it keeps me humble, keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
To remember, I don't want to go back there, and I know what I got to do.
Yeah.
To get where I'm trying to go.
Yeah. So it's like pretty much the longevity of your journey. You just look at it as a whole.
Look at it as a whole, because you got your good times, you got your bad times.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you still here, so you just gotta keep pushing, push through.
Definitely. What would you what was I about to say? If you can go back and tell yourself something, like, what would you tell your younger self?
That's a good one. Do it now.
Whatever you was thinking.
Whatever, just do it.
Okay. What's something
positive? Don't hold back.
Yeah.
Be more. Don't be scared to be yourself.
Okay.
I think hold back and don't be scared to be yourself. Because either they gonna accept you or they ain't.
Yeah. When you talk about whether they gonna accept you or they not, this was the people you was like going to in the streets.
Yeah, because we all want to be liked by people. You know what I'm saying? We all want to fit in some way, some form, some fashion. Yeah. So we do things, whether it's dressing, whether it's the music we listen to, whether it's the girls we dating, the people we hanging around. You want to be accepted. You want to fit. Nobody wants to feel left out.
Right.
So you do certain things to feel like you're a part of something.
Also, on some real shit, do you feel like you was getting like more love when you was in the streets versus what you doing now?
No, I think they love me more because I'm more being myself.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And there was no right or wrong answer. Just, I remember Nipsey also said, you know, would you rather be at peace with yourself or at war with the world?
Definitely.
Or be at war with yourself and at peace with the world? So that kind of like, it's the same thing. Like, you just gotta be yourself for real. You're gonna find happiness when you at peace.
When you at peace.
Not when you satisfying other people.
Exactly.
So yeah, I definitely feel it. What is it like? What's something you learned from relationships? You being in relationships versus you being by yourself. What's something you learn about yourself when you with somebody versus when you single?
Oh, that's a good one. Time. I say time because you need time with people, and you also need time by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
time. Yeah, that's a good answer. What you know how they say either that person was a blessing or a lesson.
Right.
You know, you ever been tell us a time where you've been a blessing to somebody and tell us how you've been a lesson.
I've been a blessing a lot of times to a lot of people, friends, and as far as women.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been a time where I've been a cheater to women.
Mm-hmm.
I might have lied to some friends or something. Nothing really, just
I mean, it ain't no judgment. Just your life.
Just regular stuff.
Just regular
like
stuff.
That, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I asked that because I learned a lot. I've been a lesson to somebody, and I've been a blessing. Well, blessing right now, shit. But I've been a lesson to somebody.
Right.
Yeah. 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 Let's talk about more about your brand, and like, you said your next steps is you want to just continue to spread positive energy.
Yeah.
But what do you picture yourself doing though in like the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, I definitely want to have a storefront. I definitely want to be more involved with the youth.
Okay.
Tackle that objective, because if we could get them to understand what we're doing, they can see it clear, so they can understand what to do for their future.
Okay.
And also want to tackle people our age, to let them. They say you can't change a cheetah, a leopard spots, but you can if that leopard wants to change the spots.
Mm-hmm.
You could always shift stuff around.
Yeah.
You could always. It's never too late.
That's like a fact, because hold on, which one got spots? They
leopard,
both do.
Cheetah. Yeah, they both do.
It's like a fact. Like if it's a cheetah or a leopard, if one of them grow up outside their environment,
right,
they won't grow spots.
Really?
That's like a fact, dude. You could probably, we're gonna Google that, man. Don't quote me on it, but I swear that's like a real thing, though. Like, you really are a product of your environment.
You really are.
Yeah,
or a product of yourself.
Of yourself.
Of yourself.
Yeah. So I think that probably just could answer my question too, man. Instead of just trying to, change one person at a time, if we just, change one, if we come from an environmental standpoint,
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a building, whether it's classes, whether it's like little workshops, and we just, get the whole hood to navigate towards that.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a better and bigger approach for real,
mm-hmm.
rather than changing. I mean, my whole thing, I want to change the stigma in the hood.
Okay.
The way we think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you should never be, crime should never come to your mind when you broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going broke shouldn't make you want to make a life decision. Fuck your future up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just like that quote I told you about earlier, that Keanu Reeves said, a man that embraces his mediocre self is a man who is the best version of himself.
Exactly.
So if we stop trying to flex for the hoes, flex for Instagram, let's go put ourselves in depth so we can oppress these people that don't even know us or like us. Maybe we can, really tackle the real problem, which is ourselves.
It's ourselves.
Like, we all going through shit. So yeah, I think that's the approach, man. I really like what you're doing, and
thank you.
Like your videos, they natural. They not scripted. You can tell you speaking from the heart. You know what I'm saying? And I know a hood nigga when I see one, so it's like, to see this type of person doing this, it's like, it's different though. Like, because it's like, he one of us.
Mm-hmm.
He not somebody that's from a different city or somewhere. He ain't no millionaire that's just, just we can't relate to. It's like, he from our hood though. So and you doing this all on your own coin, on your time. And time is something you can't get back, man. So I definitely appreciate that, what you doing.
Thank you.
And what can the people, why don't you let the people know where they can follow you at?
You can follow me at positive_energy_lifestyle.
Okay.
Facebook is Sterling R. Edmonds.
Okay. For real, man. We can we expect any merchandise coming out from you soon?
Yeah, I actually just bought my own press.
I see the press.
Yep, just bought that. Took the own matters into my own hands.
Okay. What you plan on doing, like unisex, man, women, or
kids? Both. Kids, man, women, dog, cat.
Dog, cat. I got you, bro. I got you, for real. Well, I'm I got your back, man, and shit, I'm gonna help you as much as I can, and continue spreading the positive energy. Keep pushing. That's episode 4 for y'all, man. We out.